take his head for a start. I mean, well, any yearling one looks at, you'd like to see a good head on a horse, a good large eye, and a kind eye. You know, some horses have got a mean eye. And you like to have good width between their eyes and between their ears. Also, good-sized nostril, that they got room to breathe. Then a neck, you don't want to see too much of a crest on a yearling's neck. It doesn't. I don't like it. Nor do you want to see them too light at their neck, especially there in front of the withers, because that's what we call a ewe-necked horse. Like a sloping shoulder. That's a good shoulder. Good forearm. And a nice flat knee running down into the cannon bone. Good firm tendon and ligament, suspensory ligament. And nicely sloping past, and not too straight, not too far back, and good feet, of course. Then, like a horse to have good depth of heart and a good middle to him. Usually sprinters, their quarters are very developed, also their forearms. And of course that's the combination you like to have as a horse can race as a 2-year-old and then go on at 3 and with the prospects of making a classic horse.
Really, it was Vincent's judgment that they backed, and he was just a different trainer.
Could we see him walk, please?
I've often thought about it, what made him to be the real deal, as it were. I think he was able to do all the different things himself. He knew about the pedigrees, he knew about the conformation, the bloodlines, he knew about the type of gallops that you'd need, he knew about the value of a horse.
Full brother too, the minstrel.
He had the whole lot, whereas I know an awful lot of people that are very good horsemen and are very successful, but I don't think any of them had the same grasp of the whole deal as he had.
In the Irish Sweeps Derby, and again the answer was the same with Lee Ward in the saddle.
Ilolado in front, now right up there. Master Guy improving on the near side, and Nijinsky coming through in the centre with Meadowville in the noseband. Racing inside the final furlong, and it's Nijinsky, and Meadowville is after him. But with 100 yards to go, it's Nijinsky, and coming away, it's Nijinsky. Nijinsky has won the Derby.
After this, he slammed.
And for a long-distance filly, say for the Oaks, I'd be pretty keen on her.
Jebel Idra is in the centre. She'll go for the Oaks and the St. Leger.
Now they're coming into the final furlong, and it's Nijinsky striding away from him. Nijinsky going away, being chased by Blakeney now. It's the two Derby winners who look like being first and second. Lester Biggett looks over his shoulder. Blakeney's making ground on him, but Lester's just letting him canter. What a horse this is. He's trotted up.
What was your biggest disappointment?
America, where in fact it costs about £15,000 a time for a visit. And with us in the studio, affection for a horse. I mean, you ride an awful lot of horses in the course of a season.
Well, every horse is different, and you get to know them, and they're different.
On the Epsom Derby hero, Secreto, Proceda, a Group 1 winner on both sides of the Atlantic, and the Group winners Hegemony and Roussillon.
Proceda coming on the near side, Roussillon with Fiery Kelp, but it's Sadler's Wells in the lead as they race inside the final furlong. Sadler's Wells, Proceda, and Secreto as they race towards the finish. Sadler's Wells with Proceda on the inside and going to the line. It's Sadler's Wells for Proceda.
What did journalist Tony Morris think
should be.
It was evident from the beginning.
It was, because as you see in his first crop, he had a dead heat in the Dewhurst. I suppose that was a sign of things to come.
Ironically, as a racehorse, he almost lived in the shadow of his stable companion, El Gran Senor. But he was a very good racehorse.
He was a very good racehorse. He won 4 Group 1s. He was 2nd and 3rd. He was never out of a dance. He won a Champion Stakes, won a Guineas, and he was an outstanding tough horse. And I think that's shown through in his stock from that point of view. They're genuine, sound, tough horses, and they have all a touch of brilliance.
And it was in the Irish 2000 Guineas that we saw the first bit of evidence of real talent.
It was, yeah, and I think from that day on, I think people just realised that we had something special, and I think it's just continued right through his stud career here.
But it's Sadler's Wells in the lead as they race inside the final furlong. Sadler's Wells proceed, and Secreto as they race towards the finish. Sadler's Wells would proceed on the inside and going to the line. It's Sadler's Wells from Proceda.
What are the mates?
And I think one thing is, when he has a good horse, they can be capable of being absolutely brilliant. And we've been showing that with his sons here, that we're lucky to be standing here.
What did he mean to Coolmore?
I suppose when you look back, the results that he's given us, as from the point of view of racing-wise, and also the results of this.
Done again?
I don't think not in my lifetime. Maybe it is, and let's hope it's one of his sons.
Christy, what will his routine be now?
At the moment, Robert, he goes for a walk in the morning, and then he's let out into the paddock, and depending on the weather, he'll stay out there for the day. So it's really, he's just relaxed. He's in a nice retirement, and he's the type of